Welcome to the Hamsi Analytics Daily Market Commentary. I'm Pablo Navarro. Today is Tuesday, May 8, 2012. For the markets, the S&P 500 futures saw a high of the day of 1362.25 and a low of the day of 1343.25. We closed at 1358.5. Today's volume was 2.3 million contracts, higher than the 20-day moving average of 1.8 million contracts. For the Nasdaq futures, we saw a high of the day of 2634.5 and a low of the day of 2583.25. We closed at 2622.75. Today's volume was 330,000 contracts, higher than the 20-day moving average of 280,000 contracts. For the market internals, the New York Stock Exchange advanced decline differential closed at negative 661. Nasdaq advanced decline differential closed at negative 115. There were 3 new 52-week highs for the S&P 500 and 14 new 52-week lows for the S&P 500. For the volatility, there were 470,000 contracts traded on the VIX and 49 million traded on premiums. For the dollar-weighted put-call ratio on May, we saw a 1.23 reading with 37% of the total premiums paid. For June, we saw a 0.25 with 35% of the total premiums paid. Okay, here we have the daily chart for ES. As you can see here, we're down 7.25 handles for the day, which is pretty good after being down over 20 handles. As you can see here, we had quite a reversal. Again, same pretty much like yesterday, we made the low of the day and then came back and bounced. Let's see the intraday action. As you can see, this is a 30-minute chart. We pretty much sold off from the beginning, started making new lows till 10:30, 11. That was the last new low, and then we came back, bounced quite a bit, and it was actually a good bounce from the lows, which was positive somewhat. For the moving averages, as you can see here, we bounced off the 100-day moving average, or fairly close to it, at 1339. So we could say that we bounced off, same as yesterday, we bounced off that average. Still, we need to even clear that average and go lower. Maybe go here to the 150-day moving average of the 1300, or break up and go and make new highs. For gold had a very bad day today. We were talking about a consolidation period that we've been in this channel. As you can see, we broke the lows we made in April. We were able to close below those lows, which was not positive for gold. And we touched the target of 1600 that we've been talking about for now a long time. So it was interesting to see how gold broke the 1600 mark and then closed fairly above it, 5 points. So pretty bad for gold right now. Next target here on gold we have is around 1550 would be a next target for gold, so you can see. And let's see on the weekly chart. So you can see we broke the trend line that we've had talked about several times. So on the weekly chart, the next level we're gonna watch is probably gonna be the 1525 level. But first we need to break the 1550. So after the 1550, 1525 level, and then we could start going lower very fast from there. For silver, you could see again we made another lower low, lower high for silver. Big down day today again, also for negative 2.2% for silver. Important thing here, we were able to close below the 30 level that we've been watching so much. So it's gonna be important tomorrow how we test that level on the upside and maybe fail to break it, and now go to the downside to go and look for the 2630 level. It's gonna be an important level. Go and test those lows, maybe even go lower if we're not able to hold there. So it's important there, as you can see here on a longer term, that we've been making a lower lows, lower highs. Next level to watch here, 2650 level. So it's going to be a very important level to watch there. On the CL, You could see here we had crude oil base. Today was not as big, but we were down a couple of, like a percent. We came back somewhat and ended a little below the 200-day moving average that is now acting as resistance. There is a level you can trade against, either to the upside or to the downside. We're basically at the 200-day moving average, so we have to see either if we're gonna go down. The fall from here could be very ugly and fast. As you can see here, the next resistance could be around 92 level, and then it just gets very ugly to 80, but that's very far from here. So the upside you could test the 200-day moving average, and the downside you could put a target around 92.30, 92.50 for crude oil. As you can see here on the bonds today, bonds were higher, of course. Again, we're still not able to make a new high in the bonds. We're gonna keep on watching if we're able to break the upper part of this channel that we've been into. But bonds been performing fairly well, if you notice here. From the lows when we broke the 200-day moving average here to now, been quite a ride to the upside. So important to keep an eye here on the new highs for the 30-year bond, around 45.5. So that'll be the level to watch in the upside. Last chart we're gonna look at the VIX. You can see here the VIX was basically flat today, not much happened. We were all at one time higher than 20, almost 21 for the day. The high was 20.91, so we broke that range that we've been talking about. Now we just need to see a close above it to see some volatility come in the market, but stay here, because as you can see here, it's coming and it's going on the same day, so not much happening. And you can see here long wick on the up. Maybe we're gonna see a bounce after the week or so. Still, we're not that oversold in the market. As you can see here on the ES, you see if we're oversold or not. As you can see here, the SPX daily, we're almost at a -3 sigma, which we are barely oversold, still not very oversold. So we could see a couple of down days following, and then we could see a bounce, but still we are fairly priced in for the move. I'll see you tomorrow and have a good one.